Broker IPTV.
We're here today with Larry Romito, and Larry is the founder and CEO of the Quality Service Certification Designation. And Larry, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Mark.
In a previous conversation, we were talking about, I guess, the principles of, you're kind of like the Angie's List, the Zagat's of the real estate industry. I mean, I think it's a phenomenal concept, and actually I'm embarrassed I haven't really investigated or looked into the QSC designation prior to this. So maybe you could just tell us, like, what type of training is involved for an agent to get this designation?
Well, I think one of the things that's different with QSC versus other professional designations is the accountability aspect of it. We're really committed to trying to change human behavior in a positive way.
Right.
And education alone, and this may sound cynical, but I've spent most of my life involved in education in one way or another. Education without accountability really doesn't change behavior.
Yeah, that's true.
And so there's two key principles to changing behavior, whether you're trying to influence the behavior of your children or significant other or whomever. One of the principles in altering human behavior is the principle of visibility and consequence. My departed Irish mother said that if you want teenagers to behave well at a party, keep the room bright. If you want teenagers' behavior to deteriorate, turn the lights down. Well, we have a very bright room in our industry when it comes to listings taken, listings sold, buyer control sales, per person productivity, GCI, the sales and production metrics.
Sure.
When it comes to the promises that real estate professionals make to their customers, it's pretty much done in secret and in the dark. And that darkness doesn't necessarily bring out the best in people. So what we're interested in doing is helping to raise the visibility of their service production so that they self-correct and do their very best, because they know that the results of their customer feedback and service quality are visible.
So let's talk about, I know what type of hours are involved in, say, getting your CRS and even your GRI designation. How many hours are involved initially to getting your QSC designation?
The initial formal education is 3.5 hours, either in a live class, online, or through a webinar. One of the differences, though, is that it's ongoing, because the feedback that you're getting through the survey process is an ongoing process that not only reinforces the things that you're doing well, but continues to identify for you those areas where you need to self-correct and make some improvements. And the educational resources that we provide online beyond that then help you address those specific areas of improvement. So the initial training is 3.5 hours, but the opportunity to continue to polish and perfect your service delivery skills is ongoing.
Probably the big question a lot of agents are asking out there is, what's the initial cost and the ongoing cost?
We have a special arrangement with the Colorado Association of Realtors. If someone were just to come to our site, it would be $249 to take the online program or a webinar. Because of the Colorado Association of Realtors, someone can earn the Quality Service Certified designation for $100.
Wow.
The classes are taught live, as scheduled, online anytime, and we schedule webinars as well. The survey process, they prepay for the first 10 surveys for $35.
Okay.
And when they go through those 10, then they buy another $35. And the only other cost related to it is at the end of a year, and each year on a go-forward basis, they pay $50 for the annual renewal.
So the renewals are $50, the initial training and designation is $100, and you're basically paying $35 for every 10 surveys.
$3.50.
And that includes, that really is the QSC people going out and calling the consumer and doing the survey, or email. Does it email out or phone call?
We actually, of the 2 million plus surveys that we've done up until now, about 98% of them have gone out snail mail, and that's because the companies and agents are more forthcoming with the addresses than they are their email addresses. We seem to be moving toward email delivery, but we're not there yet, and we should be there, but we're not there yet. So generally speaking, they go out snail mail, first class. The client can finish the survey online, or they can put it back in a first class paid envelope, send it back to us. It's scanned and uploaded the day that it comes back to us. The agent receives an email saying you had a survey returned, and they can go to the internet to not only view the individual survey results, but all kinds of summarized data that at the click of a mouse is transformed into pie charts and bar graphs that they can use not only in a widget for their own social networking and promoting, or they can use it in their listing presentations and buyer consulting sessions.
Earlier we were talking in a conversation with Larry about the fact that broker risk reduction for a lot of managing brokers. But you brought up an interesting stat that you had stated with a NAR study on quality satisfaction of the consumer versus the satisfaction people are having with folks that have the QSC designation. Why don't you just share with us real quick that study?
The National Association of Realtors did a study from July 1st of 07 to June 30th of 08, and National Association of Realtors were really concerned about what was happening to customer satisfaction in a market that was deteriorating. They had 10,000 responses. One of the questions I'll share, which is kind of a benchmark question, is with sellers, what was your overall satisfaction? And about 51% of those were very satisfied. About 31% were satisfied, and about 14% were dissatisfied or very dissatisfied. We went into our database, an ongoing database,
right,
pulled all the surveys that we had returned during that period, which was around 23,000.
Wow.
Now, these are agents who have taken customer service education, follow a process, use a guarantee. Every one of their clients is surveyed. 83% of that group of 30,000 agents, 83% of them were very satisfied.
Wow.
And only 3% of their clients were dissatisfied or very dissatisfied. That's a 51% increase among the very satisfied group, which is the absolute core of your future business. And it's about a 70% reduction of dissatisfied and very satisfied clients, which has all kinds of implications, not the least of which is you've just reduced the number of people who are saying bad things about you, and some of whom are passionately saying bad things about you.
Absolutely.
They're really upset. And the other thing we know from a risk management standpoint is that people who are very satisfied, as opposed to people who are very dissatisfied, are not likely to initiate a threat, claim, or a suit.
Absolutely.
We've seen lots of data over the years where as companies reduce and as agents reduce their numbers of dissatisfied clients by 70%, the numbers of threats, claims, and suits also goes down. But more importantly than the downside of risk is the upside of repeat business and referrals. So it is a measurably superior service as a result of adopting a discipline and a process that makes the service outcome less of an accident and less of a miracle and more of a managed process.
Great. Larry, excellent information.
Mark,
appreciate you being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
You bet.
Find more real estate videos at brokeriptv.com.